Good day, good day. It's God Says Ministries, the House of Fire, and I'm Prophet Tavis. So, last night, the Spirit of God spoke to me and gave me a word for the year 2022. A word for the year 2022. But first I wanted to read the word that was for the year 2021. And then we can go through what the Spirit has actually shown me. Excuse me. So on the 29th of December 2020, I received a word from the Spirit about 2021. And goes like this. 2021 is going to be the year of expectation and multiplication of the rest of God. The expectation will be a spirit-leaping sensation, like John the Baptist meeting Jesus womb to womb. Multiplication of the rest of God does not mean you go to sleep in his arms, but you awaken to his power without striving, without searching. It just is. It's there before you desire it. In other words, it's in the name, and there it is. You see, it's not the rest in God. It's not the rest in God, but the rest of God. It literally is effortless power and authority. So that was the word that I was given by the Spirit of God on the 29th of December 2020. Then on the 1st of January 2021, I got this word, and it's titled The Crossover. Now you stand on the other side of victory, and the once raging sea that lay before you echoes at your back. Darkness is trying to cross over in your footsteps, but no. The trap is all they will find, a grave of sand and water with no escape from the works of their hands. The waters will wash away the veil of deception and expose their desires hidden in secret chambers where darkness has reigned free for decades. Spoils of war lay before you, the abundance stolen by wicked, greedy men. I will give you the treasures of darkness and the hidden riches of secret places. And you will know I am the God of creation, and there is none beside me. Now you will see, now you will hear that which is corrupt and that which is evil. For to the light they will come, accusing one another of their crimes, biting the hands that once fed them. I hope you guys got ears to hear this. This was on the 1st of January 2021. The 1st of January 2021. So the word for 22 goes like this, and you're going to see how God has been operating over this year so far. So the year, it came yesterday, which was the 9th of August 2021. And I keep forgetting that the Jewish year is like just around the corner in September. Anyway, someone who keeps has to point it out to me. But maybe it's a good thing. the Spirit of God, okay, the Spirit of God just spoke to me about the year 2022. 2022 will be a year of the new. It will be a new beginning for the church and many governments, with a new birth of revival. It will be known as the year of biblical miracles, starting with the miracle of birth. I'll read it to you again. The word that the Spirit gave me for the year 2022. 2022 will be the year of the new. It will be a new beginning for the church and many governments, with a new birth of revival. It will be known as the year of biblical miracles, starting with the miracle of birth. The miracle of birth. So that is the word the Spirit, Holy Spirit gave me. So you have the year 2021 word given 3 days before 2021 started. And now we have God giving me the word for 2022 5 months before the year starts. 5 months. 5 months. So if you're all walking through this year, you are all walking through this year still. The year is 5 months to go. And if you go to what the Spirit of God says the year 2021 is, is going to be the year of expectation and multiplication in the rest of God. In the rest of God. The expectation will be a spirit leaping sensation, like John the Baptist meeting Jesus womb to womb. Multiplication of the rest of God does not mean you go to sleep in his arms, but you awaken to his power without striving, without searching. Without striving, without searching. In order to make it through this year, to walk through this year, you had to have been and you have to be in the rest of God. Rest of God. You see, the 2021 prophecy talks about, like John the Baptist meeting Jesus womb to womb. Both of them were in the womb. Both of them were in the dark as far as what is outside of the womb. But in the womb, they were in the rest of Jesus. The rest of God. The rest of God. So they were just resting on God's power. His power that kept them safe inside the wombs. And we, without the rest of God, we could not and we cannot walk through this year. We cannot and we could not walk through this year. I'm just trying to find my place here where I am. You know, everybody, if there was no rest of God that we were resting in, everybody would never be able to cross the Red Sea. And we're crossing the Red Sea, you know. We're crossing that Red Sea. We're crossing that Red Sea. The prophecy for on the 1st of January 2021 speaks about the crossover and the year of expectation and the rest of God, the crossover. You know, let me just put what I wrote here, because I put it out on Facebook. So I'm just going to read what I wrote down here, because I'm getting ahead of myself and going behind myself, whatever. Okay, let me just read what I wrote on Facebook. It says, if you look at the word for 2021, you will see the year we are in. The only way you can walk through this year is if you are walking in the rest of God. And if you are in the expectation of His perfect timing. Expectation of His perfect timing. Womb to womb was an expectation of John the Baptist of the coming of the birth of Jesus, even from the womb himself. 2021, a year without the rest of God. No one would be able to cross the Red Sea. Everyone would be held captive by fear, including the prophets. Now He gave me the word for 2021, just before the year was to start, 3 days before. Now speak about, but now He gives me the word for 2022, 5 months before. So watch now. 3 represents the finished work of the cross. The finished work of the cross. 5 represents the grace of God. 3 plus 5 equals 8. 8 represents a new beginning. The word on the 1st of January 2021, the prophetic word on the 1st of January 2021, is titled The Crossover. You have to cross over a threshold to get out of the womb. You have to cross over a road. You have to cross over the Red Sea. In other words, the finished work of the cross, the crossover. The crossover is the year 2021. The crossover into the grace of God 2022. And the birth of new beginning. A new beginning. So the year 2022 is the crossover. The crossover is the year, 2021. The crossover is the year 2021. The crossover into the grace of God 2022. And the birth of a new beginning. Nobody can say that this year they have made it this far in their own strength. Nobody can say this year, 2021, they have made it this far in their own authority or their own power. Nobody can say that. But as the word was for 2021, the year is going to be the year of expectation and multiplication of the rest of God. Expectation will be a spirit-leaping sensation, like John the Baptist meeting Jesus womb to womb. Your expectation is not in the natural. It hasn't been in the natural this year. If your expectation has been in the natural, then you are on the wrong path. This year, this is the prophecy for this year. The expectation is going to be a year of expectation and multiplication of the rest of God. The expectation will be a spirit leaping sensation like John the Baptist meeting Jesus womb to womb. In other words, both of them were in the dark, but in their expectation, in the spirit, they were together dancing. Because they knew. Because of the multiplication of God's, of the rest of God. Of the rest of God. So the multiplication of the rest of God does not mean you go to sleep in his arms, but you awaken to his power without striving, without searching. It just is. It's there before you desire it. In other words, it's in the name and there it is. You see, it's not the rest in God, but the rest of God. It's literally his effortless power and authority upon you. That by faith upon you, that you take it, it's upon you, and your expectation is in what he's about to do. As the Israelites were standing in front of the Red Sea, Moses was expecting God to do something. And that's where his expectation. And his rest was the rest of God. He was resting in the rest of God, in the power of God. I hope you're understanding what I'm talking about. So, the new year that God talks about. Let me get rid of some of these things here. I'm confusing myself. So now God says for 2022, 2022 will be the year of the new. It will be a new beginning for the church and many governments, with a new birth of revival. It will be known as the year of biblical miracles, starting with the miracle of birth. Now remember, I spoke about in the previous word, about the expectation will be a spirit leaping sensation, like John the Baptist meeting Jesus womb to womb. Now there, it's womb to womb. I don't know what I'm doing here. Things are jumpy around here. Try this again. Oh, here it is. Now, when it comes to 2022, it talks about will be the year of the new. It will be a new beginning for the church and many governments, with a new birth of revival. It will be known as the year of biblical miracles, starting with the miracle of birth. The miracle of birth. The year 2021 is going to be the year of expectation and multiplication of the rest of God. The expectation will be a spirit leaping sensation like John the Baptist meeting Jesus womb to womb. Womb to womb. And then 2022, new birth. Starting with the miracle of birth. Multiplication of the rest of God does not mean that you go to sleep in his arms, but you awaken to his power without striving, without searching. And what has this year been? It's been a year of the awakening. The year of the awakening. The year is not finished yet. The year is not finished yet. It's been the year of the awakening. And what do the people sometimes say about when you give birth? Basically, it's an awakening to the world. An awakening to the world. So I will just read all the year 2022. It was given to me last night on 9th of August 2021, 5 months before the year 2022. And the last one he gave me 3 days before the year 22. So 2 significant numbers there. 3, the finished work of the cross. 5, the grace of God. Add them together, you get 8. You get the new beginning. So, the word for the year 2022. 2022 will be the year of the new. It will be a new beginning for the church and many governments with a new birth of revival. It will be known as the year of biblical miracles, starting with the miracle of birth. 2022. And it is the year, the Jewish year 5782. 5782. 5, grace. 7, spiritual perfection. 8, new beginning. 2, faithful witness or witness in testimony. Add them all together and you get 22. God bless you. May his favor drift and be part of you. In Jesus' name, amen.